colors. Summer love.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Gridiron and Grace. I'm so glad that you're here, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of our 4th of July day, and then at the end of this video I have a few questions that I have sent in that I'm going to answer. So we're just going to start by the morning. We'll start with the morning of our 4th of July. Kenny made a pound cake and I made a grape salad. I'm going to share that recipe with you, and then just some snippets throughout our day.
Won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that.
This is everything that you're going to need for the grape salad. It does call for sugar and brown sugar, but I'd replace those with Splenda just for a little healthier option. So we're going to get all these grapes taken off the stem and get them all washed up. I use this Aunt Fanny's produce wash whenever I am washing my produce, and it works really well. You're going to need 2 cream cheese blocks, and I just left these out at room temperature so they could get softened. And then you're going to need about a cup of sour cream, and then also it calls for a cup of sugar, but since I did Splenda, I did about a cup and a half or a little less. And then it also calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove.
Once all that was good and combined, we're just going to mix the mixture and fold it into our grapes.
That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned blues. Could use some too. A little bit of summer
Once we got all of the grapes into the pan, me and Rowdy did lick the spoon, and then I'm just going to go in and put some chopped pecans on top. I did buy 2 bags, but I ended up only needing 1. The recipe called for about a cup, half a cup to a cup, so I did use this whole little bag. And then it called for about a half a cup of brown sugar, so I just took the brown sugar that was in my container or my canister, and it is the Swerve Splenda brown sugar, and I just sprinkled this on top, and you'll see some little fingers in a minute. I had a little helper come supervise me at sharing this last part. This was my first time making this recipe, but it was so good and it turned out wonderful. We absolutely loved it. And Kenny grilled hot dogs, hamburgers, and sausage, and we had my mom, my stepdad, and his mom over for lunch. And then we enjoyed just spending the rest of the day with family. We went swimming, and then in a little bit you will see that we had some family over to watch some fireworks at our house that night, and the kids got to do some sparklers, which Rowdy calls sprinklers, and they enjoyed that as well. All right, go.
What was that? Rowdy, what was that? A cannonball? Do it again.
Friends, I really hope that you enjoyed spending a little bit of our 4th of July with us. We had a really great day with family and just enjoyed spending time together. I did share that I was going to do a few Q&As at the end of this video. I did get a few questions sent in to me, so I want to go ahead and include them. But I really hope that you enjoyed the clips from our 4th of July and hope that you all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend as well. The first question I got was from one of my sweet subscribers here on YouTube, and they asked if I had an idea of any kind of books or a library that I was going to have for the twins. And we have tons and tons of books from that Rowdy has collected over the years. And I also signed up Rowdy for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library when he was first born, and so he does get a new book every month from that, and I plan to do the same thing with the twins. So that has really helped his collection. I also try to buy him, I bought Rowdy holiday books and things for every holiday, and then he's also been given a lot from family and friends over the years too, and so I'm sure we will just continue to add to that collection for the boys, and I'm excited to continue growing their library. If you happen to be new to my channel or you don't know this, I am a library media specialist. That's my full-time job in a school, and so obviously I love reading and I love books. My children to be able to have as many books as they want. Rowdy really enjoys reading, especially things that he is interested in, and so I do plan to have lots of books for the twins as well. Speaking of the twins, I did get this question a few times asking if we had decided what their names were going to be yet, and we are not 100% set on a name. We do have one name that's we're pretty set in stone with that one, but the other one we keep going back and forth between a few options. We really need to go ahead and make a decision though, because I need to start ordering some things with their names on there and working in their nursery. So hopefully soon we will decide for sure on a name, and I will share that with you all once we have those names picked out. I also did have someone ask if I would share my registry, and I debated whether or not to do that, because I would never want someone to feel like they had to buy me anything, but I have had a few very sweet subscribers and friends asked if I would share my registry. I did create one on Amazon and put some items in there that I would like for the twins, so I will have that link down below in my description box just for those of you who have been asking and want to check that out. Again, please do not at all feel obligated to even look at it, but I have had a few sweet friends ask a few times, and so I will include that in my description box. And thank you so very much. That's so kind of you to ask that and want to get something for the babies. I did have someone ask how long me and Kenny have been married, and we've been married about 9.5 years. Our anniversary is December 12th, and we will be married 10 years. And the last question I got, someone asked me what was my favorite holiday or season and holiday. So my favorite season is fall. It always has been. I love fall time. I love all the pumpkins and everything that goes with fall. And then my favorite holiday is Christmas. I think it's only fitting that I love fall because my husband's a football coach, and football is a big part of fall time around here, and that is, you know, obviously a big part of my life, as I chose to name half of my channel after it, from Gridiron. And then Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love to decorate for Christmas. Fall and Christmas, like once I start pulling out all my pumpkins in August through whenever I take down my Christmas decorations, usually in January, that's just the happiest time for me, with decorations and holidays and everything that goes into that with family time. And I've always loved the month October, and so I think it's so special that that's when the twins' due date is in October. I feel like they will come a few weeks before their due date, but we are again praying they will stay in as long as possible. I am 23 weeks currently. You're seeing this on Sunday. I was 23 weeks on Friday on the 4th of July. And so it is going by so quickly, but we are again praying that they stay in as long as possible. But I feel like they will be born hopefully around the middle of October. So that's so special because it's always been my favorite month. So I just want to thank you all for watching today's video. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Thank you to those who sent in some questions for me to answer. And I am going to have a video on Wednesday. It's going to be my summer home tour, so make sure you come back and watch that. It will be posted at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. And I'll see you then, friends. Bye.